Alright, so I don't intend on this really being a full episode, more of a bonus situation, but there are some things that I need to address. First and foremost, with the last video that I uploaded, it was brought to my attention some things that were, to be perfectly blunt, simply untrue. Now, I will say simply that what was said in part was simply me not thinking, part being just meant as a dumb joke, and the other part was being that I made some generalizations about everyone in the Draco family, when, truth be told, they were only true about a few members of the family. So, I will say, for any misunderstandings that were created because of my comments, and any offense that may have been taken, I am sorry, because honestly, it's been a very long time since I've gotten to really speak to some members of the family, and the more I get to do so, the more I realize that any generalized truth in the comments that I made, and I'm going to be perfectly honest, what was said, even back in the original days, it did not apply to all members of the Draco family. I like to make stupid jokes, but truth be told, there's a reason that morality is a big factor in those that I like to consider part of the family. Because, in all honesty, every person that continues to be part of the family, whether active or in spirit, is a very upstanding individual. I cannot willfully detract from that. And in the spirit of transparency on this, while I will not give specifics, either in details or in individuals, to single them out, some of the Draco family members, with things going on in their personal lives, have to mentally put themselves through more, quite a bit more than others, to even consider being social. And there's a lot of and in this case, I'm making generalizations to a much more minor degree than I did in the last video, but only because I'm not willing to share anyone else's personal story without their permission, nor am I going to be doing so for the sake of views or anything like that. So if who all is listening that I hope is, then please understand that I'm not going to use your information or anything like that for any kind of personal views. I'm just trying to somewhat allude to that only for the purpose of pointing out the fact that you said something to me recently that made me realize somewhere along the way I had lost my way as to who I was and who I wanted to be. I believe the phrase that you used was, it was something to the effect of, if you're going to be negative and settle on being average, then you might as well just leave. You have no clue just how close to home that actually hit for me. But then again, as I said in response to that, you are one of the few members of the family who, just regardless of in the story your role, or who you were rather, because I don't want to be rude to you in regards to that. You have always been 100% honest with me and have never taken any shit. You knew exactly who you were, and I'm not gonna lie, in a lot of cases, how things fit together better than I did, which is saying something. Now, if you do choose to reveal who you are, that is entirely up to you. I'm not going to ask you to, nor will I expect it. I will say, however, thank you, because the conversation we had recently really kicked me in the ass and got me back on track. So, that being said, going forward, I am going to make a couple of promises here in regards to the Coffee with Contin series. First and foremost, I am going to make sure that while this is mostly a rant series, I am going to stay a lot more focused on the kind of shit that I say. And as it relates to other people in the Draco family, I am going to make sure that if I am making generalized statements, that it does not reflect on everyone unless it is 100% true for everyone. Number 2 is that you are going to see the old dedicated Contin who was basically just full of fire and full of passion on a daily basis. And for some of you listening, you know all too well just how adamant and passionate I was about things. And it's about time that that specific Contin came back. He's been gone a long time. And finally, there are a lot of, at least from my own perspective, commitments that I have made and have not been as attentive to as I should be. So I'm going to be working on that as well. There's a lot of shit in my own personal life, on top of everything else, that I do need to work on. And because of you specifically, I want to thank you again for what you said to me recently, because not only as it relates to Dracos in general, but to my own personal life, there's that fire, like I mentioned, that was missing, that I've been able to find again because of you. So I would like to hope that all of you are going to see a positive change in my demeanor. So I'm definitely going to be working on that going forward. And I will, as it pertains to the previous video, I'm not going to be bringing that up any further. Apologizing over and over again over something is not going to do anything but dredge up negative emotions and negativity in general. So this is the last time I'll be talking about it, at least publicly anyway. If anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. Know, however, that I still will not reveal any names as to who said what. That much. Specifically on that one, mostly because it is the fact that the individual did come to me in private, as I have asked in the past, over the concerns that were expressed. So that won't be changing. I will keep the anonymity on that as it pertains to the general public anyway. But no, this is the last time that I will be talking about that previous episode. The problems that came out of it anyway. Moving on, however, this coming Thursday, the 10th, there is the quote-unquote D&D Light one-shot that I'm planning. I'm still working on the actual setting for that. I have more than enough character races to choose from. I'm going to be working on classes after a fashion on it. Obviously, being the quote-unquote light version of D&D, it's going to be all very dumbed down. Just because this is going to be my first official game that I'm running as a dungeon master. And for one, I don't have any of the books past advanced 2nd edition, and at the moment I don't even know where those actually are. And I've never played or DM'd in the past by official D&D rule sets. So this is going to be an experience for everyone. But I fully anticipate that by, I would say, the 8th, 7th through the 8th, I should have on the Discord, I should have something posted as it pertains to how everything's going to work. Anyone that is listening, if you click the link down below to join the Discord previously, or if you want to do so today when you're listening to this, and you want to take part, All the details will be posted once everything is confirmed, and then we will go from there. If you're interested, you can DM me, and I'll explain about how character creation is going to take place. I'd prefer all stats to be done in a kind of a one-on-one basis or in the actual stream itself, but that is a detail I'll work out, and then when I post everything about the game, I'll post that as well. But until next time, I want to thank you all. I love and respect each one of you, and I'm very thankful, because again, you are the reason why I'm doing what I do. Me doing these videos is as much for the people listening as it is for me with improving my speaking to other people. But whether it's morning, evening, noon, night, what have you, hopefully you have a wonderful day. Again, I love each and every one of you, and I will see you next time.